What does Colmio do?
Colmio is a property management software company. So we replace a previous product that we had in market called Agent Plus that we've been running for about 15 years. It was an old sort of server-based product from way back in the day.
Wow.
We kind of looked at it and sort of asked a whole bunch of questions about where we thought the future would go and what we thought the industry needed. And on the back of that, we kind of gave rise to the vision of Colmio.
You've got a really interesting backstory. So you didn't finish high school, right?
I didn't, no. I left when I was 15. I got kicked out, so I was misbehaving and quite naughty. I had this kind of one dream in life to be a fighter pilot, and when I found out that I couldn't because I was an asthmatic, I kind of went off the rails a little bit, to be honest, and found a bunch of naughty friends and started doing a bunch of naughty things.
So kicked out of home at 15, what did you do?
I slept on people's couches for as long as I could and sort of just asked friends, and wherever I could I found a place to stay, and that went on for a couple of years before I eventually got into a rental property with a friend.
My brother was initially an apprentice chef. He still chops a mean vegetable. How about you? Have you still got good knife skills?
Funnily enough, I've never lost them. So thankfully, it's amazing. Like I did it for about 5 years. I did my apprenticeship and a little bit longer, but all of the time management skills, dealing with pressure, managing this very kind of complex world day in, day out, I learnt it all then and it's stayed with me since. So even when you have really tough days now, it's funny, I find myself reflecting on, hang on, it's not as bad as that. And if I can do that, I can do this. It's remarkable.
Now, I know that you've had the incredible privilege of studying at Harvard. You did your MBA at Harvard. That's a really big deal.
I had been on a holiday with my wife in Greece, and we were staying at this very fancy hotel because at the time I wanted to propose, and I booked this really elaborate spot. And we were sitting there and I was kind of had this moment of, I want to be rich and I want to earn lots of money and I want to afford things like this. And I was pretty stupid, but pretty driven. And I decided, you know what, when I get back, no matter how stupid I feel, I'm going to enroll and I'm going to have a crack and I'm going to go and get this education. And it was just enough kind of motivation to go back and do all of that despite how uncomfortable it was. And then through my MBA, that was when you kind of learn more about yourself and learn that the money doesn't matter and you want to do purposeful work. And I had this kind of complete 180.
Talk to me about being prepared to be a little bit vulnerable and put your hand out and say, hey, I need some help. How do you find people react to that when you do that?
I am constantly surprised at just how much people actually do want to help others and invite the opportunity to help others. And then I've found as I've kind of matured and done other things, that sat with me. And anytime I've got an opportunity to help someone now, I want to do it because I know how impactful that was for me. So I think there's this wonderful kind of virtuous circle that kicks off, whereas someone gets helped, they want to give help, but all too often we assume that we're a burden to someone or, we're asking too much. It's like, no, people actually do enjoy helping you, but you've got to be willing to ask and then put in the work. It's as simple as that.